What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of V4T Your Eternity Season 3. This is episode 12, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah. Now we're getting into the point where Fushi has to figure out a way on how to deal with these knockers, essentially just masquerading as humans at this point, or at the very least, they're starting to get in this to this. Get into the stages to taking over humanity in some ways. So Fushi he hasn't been participating in school ever since he got into this world. He's I'm surprised not many people have been really talking about it other than students saying that they haven't seen Fushi for some time now. It's just and it's he's just basically just taking the form of different animals, just spying on both Mizuha and I think it was that Naka girl Funa. Yeah. What was it? I think Yuki, he at first he tries to play peacemaker with them, but then when he gets back home, he talks to Echo, if he can borrow her, her jar of clay that she's carried around for so many years, and he uses it it gives him an idea to basically just use it as a private communication device for himself and Fushi, because he realizes that the knockers can supposedly communicate through I don't know, just by looking at someone, or just have some kind of I don't know how, honestly, I don't even know how
the way he comes to these conclusions doesn't really make a lot of sense. He just assumes that they can communicate based on eye contact or something.
Yeah, it's just
based on kind of almost an assumption.
Yeah, I don't even know like you said, I don't even know how he even comes to that conclusion, other than we could assume that he's a.
And the other problem too is that I don't know how he also figures out that he can use this jar of clay to communicate to communicate non-verbally with people, or because he what he does is he takes the mud that's inside the jar of clay and rubs it on the jar of clay. And I guess through another person rubbing their hands on the jar and coming into contact with it, that sends some kind of a mental image to them, or communicates an idea, I guess. Because we see that with Echo, and that's how he communicates with her. And then he decides to try to use this to I guess secretly communicate ideas with Fushi so that the knockers aren't privy to it.
Yeah, it just
comes out kind of out of nowhere, how he comes up with this idea.
Yeah,
and of course it just works.
Yeah, I don't even know how Yuki even knows about Echo's jar, or how it works, because because as we know, she can communicate to supposedly with her dead brother, that can use this sort of clay, and then of course Fushi can transform into this kid, just so he can, I guess, receive those messages of communication from Yuki. In some ways, it's just not. I don't know. It's just a weird, plot device that they just threw in there out of nowhere. And then what also gets weird is what happens in the later half of this episode, in which the Knocker Funa goes out. Supposedly, she goes shopping at first, but then we realize that she's she's after the creator, or the Black One, masquerading as this kid. And at first, Fushi initially has trouble trying to go after her, and then of course we find out that what was it, there was another kid in the orphanage who turns out to be a knocker as well.
Yeah, well, and of course, we find out later that they tried to poison Fushi, but they poisoned a spare body that Fushi had, so he didn't actually get poisoned.
Yeah, so what was it? Funa is just about to kill kill the creator, and then he just suddenly just like stops her, and transforms her into a flower, extracts the knocker essence from it, and then just burns it to death. So
yeah.
and of course Fushi sees this, and he calls him out, saying like, like he
this
lied.
pissed me off too, by the way, because it shows that the Black One was capable, like, I mean, I guess the whole time really of being, he was capable of like fighting against the Knockers. And I mean, I was under the assumption that was one of the main reasons he created Fushi, was to have a way in which to combat the Knockers. The Black One's motivations just don't really make any sense to me. I mean, I still don't really understand them, because like after the scene, Fushi decides to try to sneak him out of the orphanage so that he can talk to him, and he basically like just tries to, like he's basically like, if you could do this the whole time, why didn't you fight against them? And I mean, the Black One's just really evasive. Like, he doesn't really directly answer any of Fushi's questions. And he I don't know, like, he just doesn't seem to care. Like, he doesn't really care, and he's just kind of, I don't know, he's pretty apathetic about like what's happening. He just wants to like live his life as this kid for some reason. And he's just like completely given up. And he's also just kind of told Fushi that essentially that his fight against the Knockers is pointless, because the Knockers will just keep coming back and they'll keep multiplying, and like why bother fighting them, I guess, is essentially what he's trying to say. But it's like it just makes me wonder. I'm like, okay, well, why even bother in the first place? What was the point of all of this? Like if you're just going to essentially just give up. I mean, what's Fushi supposed to do? I don't know.
Like, it's like the Black One wants to just give all the responsibilities and all this stuff that he's had to endure, like in his immortal life, onto Fushi himself. But it's just like, obviously, like Fushi at this stage, it's hard to tell, because we can tell like Fushi's not ready for this kind of stuff. And of course, we also forgot to mention that he's not good at using computers either.
Right, yeah, because in the last episode, Mizuha's mother wanted him to delete like some data from her computer. So of course, Fushi has no idea how computers work. So all he ends up doing is like throwing the monitor into a river. And I don't know. I guess that's one way of getting rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, well, anyway. But yeah, going back to the ending, it's just like, so yeah, it's hard to tell like what the Black One's motivations are at this point, because like obviously like we know that he just wants to give up his immortal life and then just live a life as a normal human being now, but he still has some semblance of his old power right now. But Fushi has no idea how to proceed even without him, and plus like he's not giving him any clear answers as to what's happening, how he's supposed to move forward with the Knockers, like taking over people's lives that the way that they are. So
yeah, it's just funny to me, like Fushi's always trying to go to him for guidance, and he's always just super vague about everything.
Yeah, I mean he's never been like a good teacher or has been a good guide to Fushi, like in any sort in any sort of manner, in any way, throughout the entire series. I mean, all he does is like he tells like Fushi like to go somewhere, but he doesn't really give him good advice on like how to deal with certain situations. It's like Fushi literally had to deal with everything by himself.
Yeah, he's been left up to his own devices for like a majority of the series. Black One really hasn't done much of anything to actually like really help him out that much.
Yeah, so once that whole thing is over, by the end of the episode, well, Fushi ends up taking the form of Funa and decides to go to school under that form, because obviously the Black One ended up killing her form, or just transforming her into a flower, which it's like so now like Fushi's got to cover up for supposedly what happened to this poor girl, and then now he has to masquerade as her now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is an okay episode. It didn't really. I mean, I guess we did get some stuff with like what happened with Funa, but it was ultimately kind of, in a way, just sort of anticlimactic. I mean, there wasn't really. I mean, she tries to assassinate the Black One, but the Black One's never really in any danger. Like, as you know, Fushi tries to go and stop it, but the Black One is I mean, he's still a god essentially. So I mean, he's not really gonna. I mean, he's not gonna get killed by.
But the thing is, like, yeah. what was the Knockers' motivation of going after him in the first place? When they he revealed himself that he's gonna lose all of his power once once the body he's inhabiting reaches maturity, and he won't have any remaining memories of his past life.
So yeah, I mean, if you think about it that way, like, wouldn't it be better for them to just wait until that happens so that then they can, when he's at his weakest, they could just kill him then?
I mean, it's a bit redundant for them to suddenly do that. I mean, once he no longer has any power, like there's no point in them trying to even kill him in the first place. So it's and also the fact it's very unclear what their plan is for Fushi at this point, because as we remember, like before, like they can take over or steal like Fushi's older forms, but then like now they can take over like humanity by possessing other people. So I don't know what other motivations they really have other than just doing whatever it is that they're doing right now.
Yeah, and now of course there's the idea that there's some Knockers are maybe not really trying to do anything bad, and they're just like trying to understand humanity or they live amongst them in a way. And I don't know. So I guess we'll see where they go with that. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about the episode, though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the entire episode, the way it was concocted is just really weird. It's like they just threw in like this random plot device of of how Yuki can secretly communicate with Fushi, just because like Yuki knows like how the clay pot works, or like the fact that like the Knockers are going after the creator for whatever reason, even though like he's about to go into like in a non-existent weakened state in a few years from now. So it's not really clear as to why they did that.
Yeah, I mean, the creator isn't really actively trying to fight them at this point either. So it also doesn't really make any sense as to why they're trying to go after him if he's really not a threat, like trying to pose any kind of a threat to them. The only person or the only thing that is a threat at this point is Fushi. The Black One is just completely given up, and he's trying to live a normal life. So I'm not really sure why they're going out of their way to try to assassinate him.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, so that all being said, guys, until next time, we will see you all later.